So here's N1MM logger using one USB cable and sending RTTY FSK. This is in the RTTY contest a couple of weeks ago. Take a look at this. Okay, I'm using one cable, a USB cable, and I'm using VSPE, Virtual Serial Ports Emulator. I've got another video out on that one. And it worked really well, RTTY FSK, just the one cable. And right here I'm using N1MM, the spectrum display. I can see the DX spots. I'm just searching and pouncing. And boy, it worked really well. I got pretty good at it after a little while, a little bit of practice. And just click on the spots, find the signal, and then start calling, giving my call sign. And I've always liked N1MM. It works really well, and especially with MMTTY and using FSK. You can see the radio. I'm going to go ahead and show the screens that I have set up in the Icom 7300. Nothing's changed. I leave everything pretty much the same. Might change a little bit on some of the audio levels, but other than that, I try to keep them all the same. Okay, let's take a look at N1MM and how to configure it. It's real simple. I've got everything up and running right now. The spectrum display and MMTTY, or the digital interface for N1MM. And the first place you want to go is config, and let's take a look at configure ports. So I'm just using the one cable. It's a USB cable, and if you looked at that last video, it's COM8. And the radio has to be set to the Icom 7300 for the spectrum display to show up. I've got the CW check there, digital, and then let's take a look at this. My speed is 115.2, and that needs to be the highest. It needs to be set at that for the spectrum display to work. It also needs to be unlinked in the Icom 7300 menu. I've got that set so I can send CW. I think everything else is the default. Take a look at this other tab, digital modes. This is where I have MMTTY in the path, and then FL Digi in the path. And you know, that's pretty much it. Real simple configuration for N1MM. Click OK, and it's ready to go. If you get an error message when you do that, just restart it. And you might need to restart it a couple of times before the error will go away. And I'm not sure what the problem is there, but I did get it a couple of times, and just restarting N1MM took care of it. So you can see I can send FSK. Works really well. There's no lag time, none at all. And during the contest, you know, when you send your call sign, it has to be quick and responsive, and this certainly is. Turn on the sound so you can hear what it sounds like. You can see in the right over there, it's sending. Yeah, right over here I'm using COM8, and I'll show you how to get this set up. I've got a whole article written on this. I'll put the link below on setting up MMTTY and that plugin. But you know, we can take a quick look at the settings in MMTTY, and you'll just go to settings. And the first tab, I don't think I changed anything in there. The second tab, I don't believe anything in there changed either. You can play around with those in that tab also. Try to get it to work a little better. But the TX tab, this is where you put the plug-in, and that's the one that I'm using. And again, I'll put a link to the article below. Didn't change anything here. Here's another tab, the miscellaneous tab. You want to check this and make sure that that's checked, and then I just have, I believe it's the default normal selected. Sound card, receiving, you're going to be using the USB audio codec, but on transmission you want nothing selected there, nothing, because you're going to be using FSK. And boy, that works really slick. I like it. Okay, let's try CW. Just change modes. And I don't know if you can hear that or not, but it is sending. So using the USB cable for FSK and CW, it does work, and it works really good. Okay, back to the RTTY contest, and this is calling CQ. Before I was showing you search and pounce, clicking on the DX spots, and I found a free frequency here, open frequency, and just started calling CQ. I'm not an avid contester, but I do like to play around it and make some DX contacts. It gives me a good opportunity. So there you have it. If you have any questions or comments, please make them below. Visit my website, www.k0pir.us. I have a lot of information out on the Icom 7300. If you like this video, you find it informative, please give me a thumbs up. Thanks for watching 73 and Good DX.